Alright guys, we're here. Beginning of July. Players are going to start reporting for training camp in 2 weeks. Football is upon us. What's going on guys? Dig Support here, back to another video. Today we are talking about the AFC East as training camp is fast approaching. Players start to report on the 15th of July, and we're going to talk about a few of those teams in this division, starting with the Buffalo Bills and their quest for that Lombardi trophy. Alright, is this it? Is this it for the Bills? Can they finally get that Lombardi trophy this year? Can they finally avenge their playoff losses against the Chiefs and avenge the 90s where they lost 4 straight Super Bowls? Well, Josh Allen is coming off an MVP season, so how does he top it, and really, can he top it? I think the biggest thing for this offense is definitely the receivers and the tight ends. Of course, Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid are still there, good solid targets, and in the receiving core, Khalil Shakir just got a contract extension. Josh Reynolds signed a 3-year, $29 million deal. We could expect big things from Keon Coleman, last year's second-round pick this year. Curtis Samuel still on the team, and a few others that may be able to make an impact on this team. But is this really enough on the receiving core? There's not a true number one. There's a lot of good receivers, but not one that's really great. However, they lost their number one receiver last year in Stephon Diggs, and like I said, Josh Allen won MVP. So it really didn't affect him last year, and again, it might not affect him at all again this year. But it is something to point out with a receiving core. They always say a number one receiver can be a quarterback's best friend. But at the same time, if a quarterback's good, they're going to find a way to work with what they have. I mean, look at what Aaron Rodgers did. He never really had a true number one receiver after Devontae Adams left. And he was still playing great football during the last few years with the Green Bay Packers. And really the biggest thing with them is just staying healthy. They've gotten hit with a few injuries. Matt Milano, their top linebacker, has been hit with injuries over the last few years. So if they can stay relatively healthy, Josh Allen is still firing on all cylinders, and this receiving core steps up when they need it, you know they're going to win the division, probably get the 1 or 2 seed, and probably be back in the AFC Championship game, facing the Chiefs or maybe even another team. I don't know what's going to happen with the Bills once the regular season is over, but one thing I do know, they're going to do everything they can to make sure that they finally hoist that Lombardi. Okay, I forgot to mention this. Buffalo, just like the Miami Dolphins, report to training camp on the 15th of this month. So July 15th, that's when the rookies are going to report for both Buffalo and Miami. And for Miami, I am glad I waited to do this video, because if I recorded it when I was thinking about recording it, I would have completely missed that Jalen Ramsey trade, and what I was going to say would have just been made no sense whatsoever. But now I have to change it up a bit, but I can do that. I think I can do that. Javon Holland left in free agency, but they replace him with Micah Fitzpatrick, who they drafted in the first round. Then they traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and now they have him back for Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith. Now Ramsey, he's 30 years old right now. You have to wonder how much longer he is going to be a great corner in this league. So I do understand why they made that trade. And of course, I mean, Jalen Ramsey had worn out his welcome there. But getting Micah Fitzpatrick back, I know the last 2 years haven't been great. He was injured in 2023, and then 2024 was not his greatest season, but when he's at his best, he's one of the top safeties in the NFL. And he's still only 28 years old, so I'm willing to say that there's a better than 50% chance that he gets back to his Pro Bowl form. And now that they have the Holland replacement, what's going to happen at corner? That's the big question right now with this defense, the corner position, because it was already a question mark before Jalen Ramsey got traded. Now that he has been traded, it's an even bigger question. Who is going to play at the corner position? And it's just something where we really will not know until the season starts. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's like somebody that they pick up that was cut on the 53-man cut. I mean, it's really one of those things where we can't predict what's going to happen with this position until the season really starts. And then on the offense side of the ball, it's always Tua Tagovailoa staying healthy, and can the offensive line protect him? Well, Teron Armstead is retired. He is done in the NFL. So that's a big loss right there. And the offensive line is really young. I mean, the longest tenured Dolphin on the offensive line is Austin Jackson, their first-round pick back from 2019. Or 2020. I'm sorry, 2020. I'm getting years mixed up. My bad. This is really... I don't know what you want to say about Miami. I mean, again, it's just a big-time question mark. And there's just question marks all over this Miami Dolphins roster. Of course, I just mentioned the corner position. Of course, the offensive line. And, of course, Tua. But then there's also Tyreek Hill. Is Tyreek Hill starting to slow down, or does he still have a few good years left? He's starting to get up there in age right now. And then you also have to wonder, Mike McDaniel. How much longer is Mike McDaniel going to be the head coach? If they have a bad season this year, a really bad season, more than likely he's gone. So this is a really big year for the Miami Dolphins. I just don't know if they really have enough to truly compete, especially when you still have the Bills to deal with. The Patriots look like they're going to be much improved, and the Jets, I mean, they've been thought of as a sleeping giant for the long time. How much longer till the giant awakens? Really, with the Dolphins, it's the most questionable team in this division, and it could go a number of ways with them. And one more thing with the Dolphins. Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips. Phillips, he's had back-to-back seasons of lower body injuries that took him out for the year. Can he get back to the form that he was before those injuries or not? And then with Bradley Chubb, he's coming off that torn ACL. Didn't play at all last year. Now he's going back on the field. How much of the rust factor is going to be there, and can he get back to form? That's why I had Chad Robinson as their breakout candidate. Patriots report on the 19th, and Drake May is the top story, I feel like, for this team. Does he show more of being a franchise quarterback in 2025, or does he take a step back? I'm willing to bet we see more of the former than the latter. Drake May, he's a very talented player. He did a lot of good things when he was put in that starting role last year. I'm a very big believer in him. So I really want to see him succeed as a starting quarterback in the NFL. One thing that is going to help him is Stephon Diggs. Now, we all saw the video. I'm not going to get into that. As long as he's on the field, focused, and playing really good football, hopefully that's just a blimp on the radar when it comes to all this. But Stephon Diggs has been a great receiver for a long time in this league, and I know he's getting up there in age. He's in his 30s now, but when you have a team like the Patriots that's trying to get back to winning football, it doesn't hurt to have a guy like Stephon Diggs, who was with the Bills on those playoff runs. And, I mean, we all remember the Minneapolis Miracle. He's the one that caught that pass for that big play for the Vikings. So Stephon Diggs had a lot of success in this league, so having him as the guy in that receiver room that can also help out Drake May, be the go-to guy for him, that can help out a team as long as he's doing the right things in that locker room. So hopefully that's what's going to happen. Now they also have a new head coach. Gerard Mayo was out, and Mike Vrabel is in. Vrabel, we know what he did in Tennessee. Now, can he repeat that in New England? I think there's a good chance of that. But again, this team just has to develop around him. On the defensive side of the ball, I want to see where the pass rush is going to come. Harold Landry was let go by the Titans, signed by the Patriots. How much does he have left? And then Keon White, I would think, would be the other guy in that pass rusher room, like the second guy after Landry. I think pass rush is just the biggest thing right now for the New England Patriots. And, of course, just making sure that they can protect Drake May. This is going to be a big year for the Patriots. They got to take a step forward. They can't be stagnant right now. They have to show that they are going to improve. It looks like they're on the right track, but they got to show it on the field. So the Jets, they also report on the 19th, and do they finally awaken? Do we finally see a sleeping giant awaken with the New York Jets? because this is a team that's just had a lot of great talent. I mean, you have Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, Quinnen Williams, so many good players on this team, but they just can't find consistency. Robert Saleh was let go during the 2024 season. In comes Aaron Glenn, who was a former first-round pick of the New York Jets, was on the team that went to the championship game when Bill Parcells was the head coach. This is just one of those teams where it's just so frustrating every year because they look like they have the talent to do something, but they never really do. Now they have a new quarterback in Justin Fields. He signed a 2-year deal. Fields, he's had some success in the league, but he's never really been consistent. Can he find that consistency with the Jets? I think the biggest thing for them is definitely the O-line, making sure they can protect him and open up holes for Breece Hall. Look, we know Teron Smith is out. Olaf Fashanu is going to take over at left tackle. They drafted another tackle in the first round with the guy they got, Ahmed, I said that wrong, I'm sorry, out of Missouri. Elijah Vera Tucker, can he stay healthy? There's a lot of things to like about this Jets team, but there's always that thought of, they've been down this road before, can they actually show that this time is going to be different? And it's not just been the last few years, it's been throughout pretty much most of the Jets' history since they won the Super Bowl back during the 1968 season. So really with the New York Jets, like I said, it seems like the sleeping giant may finally awaken, but will it? I mean, will it? Alright guys, those are my thoughts on the AFC East teams going into the 2025 season. Next up will be the NFC East, and if you want me to have any early predictions to who I think is going to win the division, I'm just not going to do that. I will say this, Buffalo should be the overwhelming favorite going into the season. Let me know what you guys think of this division down in the comments below. Do the Bills finally get to the Super Bowl? Can Miami surprise us? Can the Jets finally awaken? And how far can the Patriots really go in 2025? But, as always, I'll see you guys next time.